All right, I can hear the alarms or the air horns outside telling me it's exactly 12 noon, so we'll get started. Good afternoon, financial professionals, and welcome to another edition of the Brew, where we share important information and sales ideas and build relationships every week. I'm John Florence, your host. As is our tradition, we like to begin each session with a quick recap of today's national days. Today is National Best Friends Day. Whether near or far or old or new, best friends help us to carry on through life's ups and downs. Reach out to your best friend or get together with them today if you can. Let them know how much you appreciate them. Speaking of ups and downs, today is Whoopsie Daisy Day. It's an interesting phrase. Most of us use it when we're encouraging a child to get back up after a fall or when we're lifting them up in the air. There are many variations to it. My mom was fond of Whoopsie Daisy, as I just said, but it's also known as Up-a-Daisy, Whoopsie Daisy, and several other variations. In any case, the earliest known reference of Whoopsie Daisy is from 1711 in a collection of Jonathan Swift's letters. No matter its origin, National Whoopsie Daisy Day is a day that encourages us to bounce back from life's setbacks. Lastly, today is National Name Your Poison Day. While name your poison is an expression used to describe your drink of choice, it also refers to making the least bad decision. There are many instances in life when we must choose from the lesser of two or more evils. National Name Your Poison Day celebrates our ability to choose our poison or make a decision that will be the least harmful of all the available options, which is an appropriate thing for those of us in the business of dispensing financial and insurance advice to our clients. Let's help them make the best decisions among the many, many choices they have. On today's Brew, we're joined by my colleague, Bill Anderson. Bill is a wealth strategist with E4 Insurance Services. Bill's been working with advisors for the better part of 20 years and in the industry for the better part of about 35 years, but always working to help people craft better financial and emotional outcomes. Today, Bill is going to share an idea he calls live better, leave more. Before we go to Bill, I'd like to remind you that today's Brew is being recorded, as are all Brewcasts, and you will be able to find this and all previous recordings on our website or on the E4 YouTube channel. Also, keep an eye on the chat box where we will be posting periodic messages and where you can post any questions that you may have for Bill. Also, as usual, at the end of the session, we will be doing a drawing for attendees for a Starbucks gift card and a CE voucher. Bill, welcome to the Brew. It's great to see you, my friend. The floor is yours.
Thank you, John. Appreciate that. This is kind of a whoopsie daisy sort of presentation today. It is bouncing back. So this is a strategy that was created by myself and a number of study group partners literally 19, 20 years ago. And it was really, think about the markets back then, 01, 02, 03. The markets were rough and people's values were down. And this strategy was something that a lot of people engaged in. They also engaged in it in the, call it 08, 09 time frame as well. But we've had this crazy market run up the last 10 years. And well, 6 to 8 months ago, decided to finally give back a little bit, or take away, I should say. So I'm going to talk about Greg and Nicole. This is an actual case from about 6 to 7 weeks ago. The advisor and Greg and Nicole are very, very tight. And they basically all went out for dinner to talk about this. And the advisor's husband really didn't want to be there. So their concern is they were planning on retiring literally about 3 weeks ago. And at that dinner conversation, they basically shared with their advisor, we are nervous, got some points here. Their $2 million portfolio had shrunk to $1.6 million. They're nervous about inflation. And the bottom line, their planned retirement was $5,000 a month between the two of them. They're taking early retirement was the idea. And then also to take an inflation adjusted $5,000, 3% off of their $2 million portfolio. So that seemed fine and dandy until the 2 million shrunk to $1.6 million. So with the recent market pullback, their overall income plan went from $10,000 a month to 90% of that, or $9,000 a month. And at this point, they haven't even told their employer, right? So, I mean, the atmosphere, the mood of that dinner, that weekend night was not good. The clients were bummed out. Again, the husband didn't want to be there, husband of the advisor. It's just like, we can't retire. And literally they had not shared with their employers that, hey, 30 days from now, we're hanging it up. This case is an actual case, as I mentioned, and they haven't retired yet, but they're putting into play this live better, leave more kind of a concept. So we're going to show you in just a couple minutes time what I love about this brew. It's 15 minutes. Here's a quick idea, something that can drive business and revenues for you right now today. And literally in 15 minutes, we're done. So here we go. How can Greg and Nicole live better on part of the $1.6 million and leave more for their beneficiaries, which is a goal of theirs? It's really a two-step process. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how the money is being allocated. So from their $1.6 million, we're taking $60,000 and we're just setting it aside. That's going to provide their $5,000 per month income. Then we're going to take $1.08 million and we're going to put it into the live better idea, with the remaining $460,000 going into a leave more idea. So think about how this sits today. They've got the $1.6 million number down at the bottom of the page. That could go down even more, right? The income off of that could go down more. When we talk about a 3% inflation-proofed income, what we're really saying is if they're earning 5, we've got 2% inflation, they're taking 3% off of it. So the corpus of the $1.6 million would continue to grow, right? We're seeing rising interest rates right now. We may get back to a 7% rate of return with 4% inflation, and still we're at a 3% net. When you go historically back, it's 3 to 4% is kind of the figure. But again, my point I want to bring up is there's no guarantees on their current plan. We're going to show them something that gives them guarantees. So first off, income, the live better part. So we're taking $60,000, we're setting it aside in a bank account, right? That's going to provide them the first year income, $5,000 a month. Then we're going to have an expected income of all years of almost $63,000 per year. Their current scenario, status quo, if you will, they've got $1.6 million, 3% net of that is $48,000 or $4,000 a month. Here's what's nice about this plan. That income is guaranteed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Then we look at the $1.08 million that we're putting in. That's actually going into a nationwide Peak 10 product. Most of you on this call have access to that product. It's a fixed indexed annuity, real safe, doesn't have all the fees and charges of a lot of the variable annuities out there for income guarantees. We are also taking some of that money, right? 540,000, whatever that number was. We're putting that into a life insurance contract that has a secondary guarantee. It's $1.5 million of death benefit based on both of their lives, guaranteed until their age 120. So we've got 2.5 million kind of number. That is the wealth transfer number. And it also has a guarantee if the world falls apart. What happens on their $1.6 million if the world falls apart? It goes down even more. Their income goes down even more. In this world, we have guaranteed income, even though the expected income is the same guaranteed income. And then we have an expected wealth transfer, but the column all the way over to the right-hand side is the guaranteed wealth transfer. Not bad long-term, 20 years and longer, having $1.5 million guaranteed death benefit on what is $1.6 million today and giving them a much better income, right? So I just want to unpack just real quick so you can see it. Move this over here. This is the nationwide Peak 10. Just to give you an idea, we've watered down the return of the 4 indices available in that product. We're just putting 25% into each. And then the income stream is the 62,922 over here. And then you'll notice the death benefit is, we're just taking those numbers from this illustration. And then of course, these fixed indexed annuities all have guarantees. So on the death benefit guarantee, it does disappear, but the income stream is guaranteed for the life of both of them. Then the life insurance, I want to just point this out. We're taking the, oops, wrong page. We're taking the $540,000 lump sum, we're putting it into what they call a premium deposit fund with the carrier. You'll notice it's securing financial. That turns into an income stream of $51,815 per year. So over 10 years time, we funnel the money into the life insurance policy. It is what we call a non-MEC contract, non-modified endowment contract. The expectation on return is you put 518 in, and 10 years it's got a cash value of 518. After that point, who knows if they change their mind after 10 years and they want access to the money back, they can actually get that from the life insurance as well. So back to our presentation. These are the clients that you want to be looking for. Who does this fit? Basically, people that are 60 plus years of age. Their goal might be to maximize retirement income or desire to leave a legacy to their kids, their grandkids, interested in leveraging assets to guarantee that inheritance. They may have an interest in charitable giving. That's very common when we're talking to these people. Or they're looking for ways to equalize their inheritance to their kids. What I like about it is we're talking life insurance in this as well. Gives you some of the guarantees. We're using insurance products, annuities, and life insurance for those guarantees. A lot of people have old, outdated life insurance policies. Oftentimes we use those old policies into this strategy as a personal prime the pump, if you will. So what we are showing in summary, I like to think of it as a seesaw, right? We're taking that $1.6 million current portfolio and we're putting it into a live better, leave more strategy. Now, many of you on this line are money managers. Is it appropriate to take all of your money and put it all into fixed insurance products and not have any sort of portfolio? No, of course it's not. This is just a concept or an idea to grasp. Oftentimes, this is just part of the overall planning going on with your clients. Every financial plan out there, we build this and we have access and knowledge on a multitude of different financial plans. I'd say the most popular ones are eMoney and Money Guide Pro out there, but we can help you load this into your financial plan. But the idea that I want to mention here is we personalize the strategy. Live the same, leave even more. There are people out there where their goal is, you know what, that $4,000 a month in our example, that's enough. That's all we need. Okay, well, take less income, put less into that annuity, put more into the life insurance, and leave even more. The most common one that we see, however, is this one. Let's live even better and use a life insurance concept or idea to leave the same on a guaranteed basis to our kids, our grandkids, our charitable interests, etc. So that is the live better, leave more concept in less than 15 minutes. Anybody on the E4 Insurance Services team can help you with this. So if you've got a connection, go ahead and just reach out to that person. If you don't have a person, you can just take the data on the screen and give me a jingle and we'll personalize one of these for your client in their given situation. John, hand it back to you.
Thanks, Bill. That's a fascinating concept. I'm really struck by in the scenario that you set up, that you have clients that were hoping to take about a 5% withdrawal off of that portfolio, which, I think over years as financial planners, many of us have used what we call David Bengen's 4% safe max rule. And since the 2008-2009 crisis, that number has been even brought back more to, some argue, as low as maybe 2.9%. But I think what's really amazing is the example that you give using the nationwide product to provide that guaranteed income. You can get a substantially higher guaranteed payout as a percentage of the asset for not just one life, but two lives. that's even better than what they were able to do themselves. I was just looking as you were mentioning that, somebody who's 65 years old today, if they were a single person, that guarantee without any weight or any deferral at all could be as high as 6.25% on the asset, guaranteed for life. And if you're looking at 2 lives, it's 5.75. I mean, that's way better than what we're thinking is safe max numbers.
Right.
I don't know if you have any comments on that or any.
No, totally agree. Yeah, we're on the same page. It's a conservative play, and it's really, in the last 10 years, we didn't talk about this strategy very much. But when the markets pull back like they recently have, it's a great partial solution for your clients. And yeah, that safe max number you're talking about, it's powerful. So.
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting to see if there are any other questions coming in through the chat box for Bill, Bill, why don't we see who today's winner is? Could you pick us a number between 1 and 24, please?
How about 7?
Okay, lucky number 7 is Jeff Rathmanner. Jeff, congratulations, and be on the lookout for a complimentary CE voucher and a Starbucks gift card coming your way all the way from all of us here at E4 Insurance Services. I'm not seeing any additional questions for you, Bill. I know you have your information up there on the screen, so if you think of something after this edition of the BREW, feel free to reach out to Bill or any of us here at E4. Tune in next week as well as we welcome Tiffany Markarian, who is the founder of Advantis Marketing. Tiffany is an award-winning marketing strategist and a national keynote speaker. And she's going to be on the BREW to share some great ideas about how to take your practice to the next level. That's next week, only here on the BREW. So for now, we'll look forward to seeing you next week. And from E4 Insurance Services, I'm John Florence. Thanks for showing up today.
Thanks, John.